my name is Irene, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get around the limitation of Sketchup sections in which you can only have one active section at a time. So let's get to it. Alright, so we already learned how to do sections in a previous video, and in that video I mentioned that the one limitation about sections is that you can only have one active section at a time. So let's say that, for example, I'm going to create a section here. I'm not going to worry about the name or symbol or anything. So if I have this section here, and then I come and I make another section here, I can only have one of them active at a time. So see, if this one is active, this one is turned off. If this one is turned on, then the other one becomes inactive. Now, with the kind of sections that I've created, just like one in front of the other, you might be like, well, why would I want that? And that makes sense. But let's say, for example, that I would like to have a section where I am cutting through the ceiling, but then I'm also cutting through the wall. Now, historically, the way that we would get around this limitation is that we would basically separate our walls into different groups or components, and then we would hide them and unhide them. But I'm going to show you here how you can get around the limitation of only being able to have one active section at a time. And the trick here is that we're going to use groups and components to basically cheat SketchUp, because SketchUp can only have one active section at a time in the model. But if your sections are created within a group or component, then SketchUp will ignore them. So let's see how that would look like. So let's say that I want to start by creating a section for my wall. Let's say that I'm going to make my first one. So I'm going to show you one way that we can make it. So I'm going to make my section here. I'm making it just in the model, and I'm going to move it to whatever position I want it to be. Let's say that I want it to be there. Perfect. Okay, cool. So what I can do now is I can select the entire model plus my section, and I'm going to turn that into a group, okay? Or component, it doesn't matter, right? So now I have a group that has my entire model. Oh, this guy's outside. I can just move it inside the group. It's fine. Let me actually do that quickly. I'm going to go Control X. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go paste in place. And you're not going to see it because it's been cut by the section. But now when I go outside, it is. So you can see that this section is right now active. But because it's a group, now I'm still in my model. You're going to see that when I click, I'm not just selecting the section. I'm selecting everything. And what I can do now is I can create another section. And then click and OK. And there you have it. So I'm going to move this guy down. Let's put it there. And voila. If I turn this off, now we have an isometric that allows me to cut in multiple directions. I'm still getting a few glitches here because obviously I need to do some adjustments to some elements. You basically need to make sure that everything is within the group or component. But again, you can always move them manually. I could go in there and activate whatever it is that it's not being picked up. But this is how you can get around the limitation of only being able to have one section active at a time. Again, the important thing here to understand is that if your sections are just in the model space, as soon as you create a second one, the first one will become inactive. But if you're using group within group within group, each group can have its own section, and then the next group will count that section plus the geometry and so on and so forth. So see, I could literally come here and say, okay, and now we're going to make this into a Russian doll. We're going to group it again. And now I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, okay, and now we're going to cut you in this direction. Let me align it. There you go. See, so now I'm cutting in a third direction. Let's put it, I don't know, let's put it there maybe. See, and I could come here and say, okay, and now we're going to go another group. I wouldn't be surprised if my computer explodes. And then I could come here and say, and we're going to create another section. And then let's say we're going to stop it there. See, and when I do this, this is what I end up with. A really cool, very specific, basically this is what we would refer as a section box, basically. So I have a lot of control of what information I'm showcasing in my model. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. This one was short and sweet, but hopefully it will be helpful. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to add them in the comments. But otherwise, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much for sticking through, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.